Hello, all you Keyforgers. I'm Brobner89 back with another deck opening for you. Some more Dark Tidings. Let's see what we got today. Okay, I think the name is going to be on this side. So it's going to be tricky to get it out first. Come on. There we go. Ooh, okay. The Justly Greedy Singer. That's great. I love singing. All right, let's see what we got. Untamed. Okay. Logos. Love Logos. I want to open that groundbreaking discovery deck. I want my awesome groundbreaking discovery deck. Let's find it. Saurians. Cool. Love those dinosaurs. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, starting off with Mind Over Matter. Put each creature into its owner's archives. This is a nice kind of pseudo board wipe in this set where there's not a ton of board control. This can really help you out. Posture and Bolt. A little bit more of that support, keeping the board suppressed. Australis Seaborg. This is a 4-power creature. It is a robot. It has the effect Reap. Deal 2 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. Good. Solid. A second one of those. Okay. Let's hope we get a number of tide effects so that matters. Because if you can raise the tide, but you don't have anything that cares about the tide, then it isn't very useful. Okay, another tide manipulation effect. So Bilge Warden is a 2-power creature. It is a human scientist. Play/reap. If the tide is high, your opponent raises the tide. Otherwise, you raise the tide. So one of the few ways to give your opponent the high tide in the set. So interesting. Edai 4x4. Classic. Key cost control and efficiency. Love it. Let's get a second one of those. Nice. Nice. Called it. Come on, 3. What? What? Okay. 4? Is it too much to ask for? It is too much to ask for, but Final Analysis is pretty good too. Final Analysis is another sort of, well, it is a board wipe, but it has a cost, right? So play, destroy each creature. Each player draws a card for each creature they controlled that was destroyed this way. So yeah, it's a little tricky on when you use it and when you don't. If your opponent has a giant board, it can be a catch-up mechanism for you, help get rid of their board. If you have a big board, it can be really great to get some efficiency, but you know, there's a cost. Either way, there's a cost. Hopefully we see a Data Forge, although I think that would have shown up earlier in the pile here. A second Final Analysis. That is very interesting. Really going to be punishing board states here. Information exchange, so a little bit of stealing. That's good. Ooh, Submersive Principle. This is excellent with the 3 Edais. Drive that key cost way, way up. Make them go to really high numbers and then just cut it down in half. Let me read it for you. Submersive Principle, action, play. Each player loses 1. If the tide is high, each player loses half their amber instead, rounding down the loss. So if the tide is high, it's Effervescent Principle. On to Saurians. We have a Bestiarii Uros. Anyway, it's a 5-power, 1-armor creature. It says play, reap. You may unstun a creature. So this is really excellent if you have any of those big dinos that come into play stun. Let's see if we got any of those. City, State, Interstate. Excellent. Excellent. Again, that's going to work really well with your Submersive Principle because you can capture a bunch of amber, and then when they get it back, you can cut it in half. Wipe clear. Cool. 1 amber pip on it. Play, deal 1 damage to each creature, destroy each upgrade. Australis Rostrum. This is an artifact. It's a location. Action. Move 1 amber from a creature to another creature. Sensor Philo. I can read that one. 5 power. Sensor Philo cannot be dealt damage by creatures with amber on them. Really good for fighting into your opponent's dinosaurs. Consul Primus. Okay, so lots of ways to move amber around. This will give us at least, we have one capture amber. Do we have, we have the Cindy State Interstate. So yeah, we have a good number of ways to capture amber and then move it around. Okay, another way to capture, Coruscant Octavia. Faust the Great pairs really well with the City State Interstate. Drive up that key cost again, going nicely with the Submersive Principle. So a lot of amber control in this deck. Decent board control so far too. We'll have to take a look at Generation. A second Faust the Great. Wow. Okay. Lapiosaurus, 4 power, 2 armor, taunt. While attacking Lapiosaurus, enemy creatures gain before fight, exalt this creature. That'll combo really well with a Faust, with the Consul Primus, with your Edis. Yeah, lots of great targets in here. One so far, we've got a pretty decent creature count too, so that final analysis could be pretty big. Ostracize, lose 1 amber. If you do, purge a creature. Really strong effect there. Very worth having losing an amber to purge any creature. That's amazing. Reach advantage. Play. If the tide is high, a friendly creature captures 3. Otherwise, raise the tide. Again, leaning into that capture mechanic and a free tide raising again, but not a ton of ways to capitalize on the raised tide. Well, this is interesting. Chanili, whatever. We did a card talk episode on this one. We called it Larva and I'll go ahead and show you the rest of it. Larva and Cocoon and Butterfly, because that's what we thought the names were going to be at the time. This is a super difficult combo to pull off. Even with all the archiving in here, it's tough. So Chanili is a 1 power hazardous 6 creature with the action return a Bombix from your discard pile to your hand. Bombix has 2 power 6 armor. Play, destroy a friendly Chanil. If you do not destroy Bombix, action return a Fifadel from your hand, from your discard pile to your hand. And then Fifadel is 9 power. Play, destroy a friendly Bombix. If you do not destroy Fifadel, fight/reap full heal Fifadel and gain 1 amber. So it's very hard to execute this in reality. And even when you do, the payout is kind of less than enthralling. So I don't know how I feel about these. We'll see how it plays out, but yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of like meh. Dredging Druid, 2 power, elusive, reap. If the tide is high, put 3 creatures from your discard pile on top of your deck. You know, get back your Edis or something like that to play them down again and get that value. So yeah, definitely a really strong card for setting up your next turn. Cross Porpoises, play, raise the tide, enrage 2 enemy creatures. Really great. So much tide control in this deck, but again, I don't think there's a lot that really cares about the tide, so that's a little unfortunate. But enrage 2 is really not bad. You can select them, so yeah, you're going to be able to shut down some really great reap abilities there. Gabuk, a returning creature that is not great. Mushroom Man. All right, Mushroom Man. We know from previous sets. Hopefully we've got Waste Not in here. That would be an excellent pair with Mushroom Man, because Mushroom Man starts with 11 power when you have no keys. So if you can hit Mushroom Man with Waste Not, that's going to give you 6 cards. Really solid. Waste Not is the card that you play and you destroy a friendly creature and you draw cards equal to half that creature's value, rounding up. A second Mushroom Man, so really hope I get Waste Not here. Flumph. Even more potential power there. Keyfrog, great. Keyfrog is so much fun. I don't think we've seen any cards so far that are going to let you destroy Keyfrog on your own Untamed turn here. So, Witch of the Dawn. Cool. Return a creature from your discard pile to your hand. Really, really solid. Youngest Bear. Reap, you may reap with one of Youngest Bear's neighbors. Okay, let's take a look at what we've got here. Certainly a large number of creatures, so those final analysis could really go off here. Let's count. Let's start with creature count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know if you can count all of these since they can't all be on the board at the same time. So 9. Yeah, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Wow, 22. So you could blow up your board and redraw like almost your entire deck with that, which means that there's the possibility of playing Submersive Principle, Final Analysis, Submersive Principle again, get a bunch of Logos cards, play them down, and then Final Analysis again and get even more cards. There's some real potential there with Final Analysis and all the creatures in this deck. I really wish this had Data Forge in it. That would be amazing. The Submersive Principle is going to work out for you, especially with all the capturing. You can really set up a very favorable situation for yourself to capture a bunch of amber, stall them off of key for a long time, and then blow up the board and then hit them with Submersive Principle. Especially since with how many creatures you have, you may be in a situation where you'll be able to guarantee hitting Submersive Principle. Let's look at the Amber Control. This is kind of Amber Control, but we won't count it. But, you know, being able to enrage your opponent's creatures is, I think, underrated. Yeah, 3? I don't know how you count fast. 4, 5, 6, 7. How do you count city, state, interstate? I don't know. This counts for a lot. Information exchange, 1 steal in there. Excellent. Eat-Eyes, 3 Eat-Eyes, providing you with efficiency and keeping your opponent off check. Pretty solid. And then let's look at board control. So Untamed, is worth noting, has a number of very big creatures that could fight down boards. Not a lot of potential in dinos here. Nothing I would really count on for board control other than, again, fighting 2 Final Analysis, big board control there. But again, with a gamble, with a risk, and then Mind Over Matter, I think this is definitely worth considering as board control, especially with, you know, if you play out Eat-Eyes and then you Mind Over Matter, you could get some really big hands going even without the Final Analysis. The Keyfrog is really nice. Like I said, there's no way to destroy it on your same turn with Untamed, but it's a good threat, and you could hit it with Final Analysis on a following turn. Yeah, this looks fun. There's a few cards that I really wish it had. I really wish it had the Data Forge. I wish it had the whoever is the tide dependent Brachus in the set, the creature that lets you spend amber on your creatures as if it were your own, the dino creature. That would be really nice. A Waste Not would also be really nice, but it does look like a very fun deck. You know, drawing your entire deck into your hand is always a great thing. Let's look at Amber Pips really quick, because I think that might be kind of our low point in this deck is Generation. We've got a decent amount of control in like capture and stuff, but Generation is going to be a challenge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, not a lot of pips. 5. And none in Logos. 1, 6. So there's 6 pips in the entire deck. So yeah, Generation is going to be a little bit slow here, but it looks like it could be a fun deck. So I'll definitely try it out and see how it goes. I will probably be streaming this deck later in the week. So thank you very much for watching my review of the Justly Greedy Singer. This has been Cull the Weak. I'm Brobnar89, and I will catch you next time.